Hey, welcome. I'm Kashi. I kind of recorded this like a long while ago. I never got around to it, but I just sort of decided that since I recorded it, I should edit it and upload it anyway, regardless. Even though it's kind of cringe. And so I figured make it more enjoyable. Could basically turn it into a drinking game. I don't I don't do alcohol, but who says you really need that to participate in the game? You get something that's kind of gross, like I definitely wouldn't want to do salt water. That would be nasty. But yeah, if you want to do that, just take a drink anytime I say tart. Anytime I say category instead of tier, and anytime I stutter. All right, there's the game. Let's go.
The other day, I was off diet and ended up at a candy store with my family. I got a whole bunch of sour candies. No, I did not immediately eat all of them. Frankly, even purchasing them was probably not the best dieting choice. You don't want to just go 6 days on diet, one day fatten yourself up. You're not going to lose weight that way. But I was driving home, had all these candies, and I thought, hey, I could make like a video comparing sour candies. And so here I am. Yeah. So the candies I got were Warheads gummy worms, Warheads, they call it sour dip and pucker packs, but it's basically Fun Dip, Warheads Fun Dip. Warheads sour bombs, this just liquid sour candy, from Warheads. Sour Mamba, Atomic Waste Candy, Atoms, Crybaby Gum, and Sour Razzles Candy Gum. And I know there are many, many other sour candies, and whichever I think of while recording this, I will also bring up, but these are the ones that I am going to be looking at today. To inform you whether you are looking for very sour candy, or whether you're looking for not very sour candy, on which ones are good or not. Or how good, I suppose. Because presumably, they're all going to be good. But I'm gonna rate each one on a tier scale from D to S. Alright, so here I am with a tier list that I'm going to put these candies on. I guess I'm using capwing.com. I don't know, it seems to be doing what I want. So I'm gonna first, I don't know how these look for you. Hardly legible to me, and so it's probably the same, but I can tell what they are. So I'm going to start with the just regular Warhead candy. Warheads, they give you what they promise you. They're very sour. If you have a hard time handling sour, then just avoid the regular Warhead hard candy like a plague. My bigger issue, though, is that after you get through the sour, they don't really taste all that good. First it's sour, then it's sweet. Well, it just kind of tastes syrupy. It doesn't have that sort of fruity tanginess that Jolly Ranchers have. It goes from extreme sour to absolutely zero sour. And so, I'm going to put it as B. Oh, and of course, D for decent enough, I guess. C for could have been a bit better. B for, okay, better. A for awesome. And S for shut up and take my money. Next I'm going to look at the Toxic Waste Candy. To be honest, it's been a while since I had it, so probably shouldn't include it here necessarily. A lot of ones that I did not put on this list that I've had before. because it wouldn't be fair to judge them based on not being able to try them and compare them. But from what I can recall, these are a lot like Warheads, but even more sour. Very much take caution if you want to try them. But ultimately, they're pretty much the same thing. Gonna put them up there in B next to the regular Warheads. Speaking of Warheads, let's see, what should I do now? How about this? Okay, Warheads Worms. These are Warheads brand sour gummy worms. Honestly, they weren't. There wasn't much to say about them. I expected like really sour gummy worms, and they were just kind of normal. Actually, kind of not that sour. Nothing special to them. They're good. They're still gummy worms. They're still edible, but not necessarily that great, you know? In fact, I think I'm going to put them as low as the D category. It just so happened that I also found in my candy stash the trolley crunchy crawlers thing. So these are in a they're gummy worms in a hard sour candy shell. And they were pretty much way better in every way than the Warhead gummy worms. The whole crunchy thing was actually kind of nice. I'm gonna place these in the. You know what? They're gonna be in the A category. Yeah. Maybe right between A and B, but I don't want to clutter this up in a weird way. Let's look at another Toxic Waste brand candy here. I had the Atoms. Bunch of little chewy pieces. Looks kind of like Nerds, but they're not hard. They're chewy, kind of like the Sweet Tart chews. In a way. They were not that sour. Right? If you're going into it expecting sour, that's not what you're gonna get. Package says pure sour. It's really not. They are still a decent candy. Chewy, easy to have just a handful. I don't get sick of them. But they left a lot to be desired as far as how they were advertised as being sour. I'm going to put them in the C category. Crybaby. These are, the sour gumballs. And that's all there is to it. Gum is gum. Gum's okay. Bubble gum, you can blow bubbles. If you like gum and you like sour, it's an okay option. But can't really put it very high on the list. But it was okay. It was still pretty good. So, some tart, different colors of gumballs. I don't know if they're different flavors or if it's just colors. I didn't really catch that. They're probably different flavors. Sour Razzles are also a gum. You have this whole thing on the package. First it's candy, then it's gum. Well, that's actually. They actually are kind of a special thing. Right? You have one of them, and you start to bite into it, and they're very. A lot like Sweet Tarts, they have kind of a powdery texture, and then that turns into gum. It's kind of weird. It's also kind of cool, and they were pretty good. They taste pretty good. A lot of nice sour gum flavor. I think they've earned themselves a spot in the B category. better of the two gum options. Here we have Sour Mamba. Not really a super sour candy. It's not meant to be like Warheads or anything. It's just like any number of other chewy candies like Starburst or whatever, but it's a lot more tart, and it's a good solid candy. And I think the sour version is definitely better than the non-sour version. And I think it also gets to go into the B category. Next up, let's look at these things. The bottles of squeezing pure sour sugary liquid into your mouth. They are what they promise. It's just a bunch of sour liquid, and it's fantastic. I've gotten these on a number of occasions. They're good sour candy. I'd highly recommend it if you like sour things. It's the way to go. If you don't like sour things, I'd go for Mamba. Actually, it's very good medium between tart and not too tart. Which actually, I know I'm going back to another item, but actually I'm gonna put those back in. I'm gonna put A actually, because they would be such a decent candy for most people, I'd say. And so back to these. I'm gonna have to put these also in A, top tier sour candy. Speaking of top tier sour candy, I've also on many occasions gotten these things. This is the Warheads the spray. It's just a sour spray, basically just a mist version of these things, I guess. Of these. And so, again, they're very sour. I take caution just spraying these things into your mouth, as you could end up choking on it. Not like choking, but like coughing. It might burn a little bit, but it's also very delicious if you like sour candy. So it too will go up in the A category. And here we have new one I had bought and tried. This is the Warheads Sour Bombs. It's a pack of a bunch of little round sour candies, chewy candies in a soured up outside, much like the outside of a Warheads hard candy. Most of the process is not all that sour, chewing through them, but they really get you with a strong punch of sour when you first put them in your mouth and start to eat them. But it's not too unbearable as the typical Warheads might be for someone who is not great with sour. And honestly, even in regards to sour candies, I can be kind of a wuss. So I think these are pretty decent. They also are going to go up in the B category. And finally here, we have the Warheads Sour Pucker Packs or something. Basically, it's like Fun Dip. You have a stick of one flavor and powder of another flavor. They come in these two different options, both of which were very good. And also, you can feel free to mix them up and whatnot too. Personally, I thought the watermelon and green apple was the better of the two flavors, but they were both very good. And it's just like Fun Dip, only instead of one pack of 2 sticks and 3 sugar flavors, the pack has a whole bunch of these smaller packs of a stick and a flavor, and they're sour. You get about 3 times as much as a thing of Fun Dip for only about twice as much cost, I think. I don't remember. The powder, if you're looking for something tart, if I can recall, it's not really
that much more sour than even Fun Dip itself. Not by a whole lot, but maybe a little. But one of the things that really, I think, stood out to me, Fun Dip, they have these sticks, and they're like a sugar chalk that's really just plain, very plain, just sugar sweet, like a stick of powdered sugar or something. They're not flavored. I never really liked the stick all that much, just like the sugar that was being dipped into, because that was flavored. These, however, the chalky candy stick has a tart, fruity flavor to it, and is also very good. And overall, this will probably be the best of all the candies, and one deserving of the S tier. Obviously, there are plenty of other sour candies, and others that I have had before, but not having them recently enough, I was not fair to include them. And so, that concludes my rating of the sour candies. What are your thoughts? What are some of your favorites? What are your recommendations? How do you disagree with me that I can tell you you're wrong? What do you think I should look at if I do a part 2 of this at some point? I don't know. But I just kind of felt like doing this, so I did it, and thank you for watching. I'm Kashi, you're awesome, and I should go brush my teeth, get out all of this acid. Thank you. Goodbye. Alright, so bonus round for any of you like playing the game. Just tart. Are you drunk yet? Tart. Category? I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Bye.